Does Eli Manning go into the broadcast booth? And remember, Peyton didn't want to do Monday Night Football, didn't want to be in the broadcast booth because he didn't want to do a game where he had to be maybe critical or analyze his brother's games. So now Eli is retiring. If I said you could have 2 Mannings or 1 Romo, what do you have? Let's say same price. Hypothetically, I can give you both Manning brothers, although Peyton would demand more than Tony Romo out of principle. If I can get both Mannings or a Romo. If you're Monday Night Football, 2 Mannings or 1 Romo. Oh, hang up and listen. Yes, McLovin.
Why are Peyton and Eli better than just Peyton?
Well, I think it would be just the novelty of having 2 brothers in there. We know that they kid each other a lot. They're very, very funny together. Having shared the stage with them at the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, they're really funny, play off each other really, really well. If I'm CBS, I would keep Romo. If I'm ESPN, I would go all in on the Mannings. If you could do it, because, Disney's got money here. They don't, pay them for what it's. You can finally get that credibility for Monday Night Football, that tune-in factor. Having both of those guys analyze a game, even if you just said you got Peyton on Monday night, I think Peyton would take what Tony has done and take it to another level because at least my thought process, if you're going to have Peyton Manning do a game, I would have that camera from behind that follows the quarterback to the line of scrimmage and let Peyton in real time tell you what he sees, lay out, play happens, and then he comes back and then he gives you his analysis. I think that would be my approach if I had Peyton Manning in the broadcast booth. Maybe Peyton still wants to be in the front office somewhere. Maybe. And he's been successful. I'm sure he's very successful in business, still doing commercials. He has that show on ESPN, ESPN Plus. I don't know what Eli wants to do. Eli's a different cat. He doesn't go out there and look for the publicity, the spotlight. Peyton's good at finding it, and he's really good when he's in that spotlight. Yeah, Paul.
Peyton's show on ESPN, it's pure Peyton in the fact that he's in total control of it. It focuses on him. No one's telling him what to do, what to talk about, what to ask. He's in control. If he goes in the Monday Night Football booth, he still is. You got the handcuffs on you a little bit as far as how much control you have to riff to do things.
Oh, he'd have total control.
Total control. What I'm saying is he can't travel the country and interview people with Monday Night Football. It's more of a controlled environment.
You're only going to work for 16, 17 weeks. If he's traveling in the country for this, Peyton's Place, unless he enjoys that. It seems like he enjoys these storylines and unearthing stories that, previously we hadn't heard of. Yeah, McLevin.
While you're at it, do you call Drew Brees and Tom Brady if you're ESPN?
I don't see Tom Brady going into the broadcast booth. I would do a drive-by and say, hey, just out of respect, I'm going to ask you if you're interested in doing this. Drew Brees, I could see Drew doing that. I could. Now, I don't know if he has political aspirations. He's got little ones. I don't know, but I could see where Brees would get in there and be good at that. And that's why I always tell these athletes or former athletes, if you get a great job, hold on to that job. Jason Witten wasn't ready for Monday Night Football. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame, but if it's in front of you, you have to take it. And social media is different, for these guys. They're critiquing you. Used to be you had to wait till Monday for Rudy Martzke in USA Today column to criticize you, critique it. Now it's in the moment. It's real time and it's live. And that's hard because these guys are checking their social media during the game. And then all of a sudden you broadcast in accordance to what social media is directing you in. And that, to me, you can't do that. Can't. Yeah, Paul.
And don't you think that's what makes Romo great is that he's got this non-traditional style that's very, like you said, a bucking bronco. He doesn't seem to care about what anyone thinks of what he's doing. He's playing through, and Jim Nantz is helping him through it.
I can't imagine Jim Nantz is on social media, and Romo probably isn't. You just do the game. And then whatever happens after the fact, okay, you can decide if you want to hear it, read it, see it. But if I'm ESPN and I could get both Mannings, because that way you might get Peyton to do it. if he's going to have Eli there. And Eli might do it if Peyton's willing to do it. But you got to get a play-by-play guy who doesn't get out in front of this and try to be too analytical. I think Joe Tessitore's one of his main problems I have with him is he gets out and tries to be a little too analytical. And that's a common theme for us because as a host, you want to make it seem like, or you want to let people know you do know the sport that you're talking about. You don't want to say why or how and have people say, well, why would he say why or how? Doesn't he know? You know, it's really, that's a tough thing to do, to just lay out and let that person. And Jim Nantz is really good at doing that. Jim will just say, Tony, why are they doing this? Jim, I'm sure, will know. He's been around this, doing this for 30 years, 40 years almost. So, but if I'm ESPN, I go after the Mannings.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.